USC football great Stephen Garcia is battling stage 4 colon cancer. He recently announced the diagnosis and how he plans to aggressively fight the disease. But for the first time, he is talking about his struggle in an extended interview. He explains how he found out he had cancer, the support of his family, and the support of the Gamecock Nation. But he's also giving others a warning to take their health seriously.
If there's one silver lining in this entire thing, it's I've gotten so many messages, calls, DMs from just people out of nowhere. Dabo Sweeney, Coach Beamer, Fred McGriff, who I've known forever, Sterling Sharp reached out. There's so many other people that have reached out directly to contact me, and it's just been absolutely incredible amount of support. That, and then the second part is so many people have reached out to me and saying, what were your symptoms? I've had some similar symptoms. What should I do? I was like, dude, go get checked out. If you feel off even a little bit, put your pride aside because I'm as prideful as they come. And it took my wife about 6 or 7 months for for her to kick my ass into go seeing the doctor. It was 7 months too long. I wish I would have listened earlier, but you got to trust your gut. And if you feel off a little bit, go get checked out. And that's kind of my main message to get out to everybody as this whole thing has kind of progressed. And um, yeah, I'll kind of give you the full rundown of what happened. So really started, I guess it was last July, last summer. Had some abdominal pain in my left lower abdomen. Um, and I didn't think anything of it. I was taking some inconsistent stools. Sometimes it would be like pellets, they'd be, thin, other times it'd be like normal. But there was never any blood in anything. And, I just figured it was something like irritable bowel syndrome or something like that. So I didn't think anything of it. I said, I'll beat this, whatever, I have no idea what this is. I'll get through it. Obviously a few months happened and it, just never ended. And my wife's like, that's it, enough's enough. We're gonna go get an ultrasound. So went and got an ultrasound. The ultrasound noticed a few spots on my liver and they recommended getting an MRI. So we got the MRI. They found two lesions on the right side, right lobe of the liver. And they said, you got to go get a colonoscopy immediately. So we did. And the guy went up there and said he was 13 centimeters up and said, I can't pass through there without, knocking anything down. We're going to order a biopsy, make sure it's the same cancer because that's what we think it is. They matched. So it started when the colon trickled into the liver. Luckily, that's where it's at now, and that's the only place it is as of now. Knock on wood. And they that was April 22nd, and we started chemo this past Wednesday. So I got this nice little cool bag on me right now that's going into my port. So that's a fun little, cool little European accessory satchel I got going on right now. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'm on day 2 of this whole thing. I take this thing off today at in about 3 hours. Then I can finally take a shower and try to have some sort of normalcy. But it's a hell of a journey. The doctors that I have and the oncologists, the surgeons that I've met with up to date have been extremely confident. They're like, you're a young dude, you're healthy, other obviously outside of the cancer diagnosis, but you're healthy, you're active, you eat well, cut back on drinking a little bit or a lot of it, completely cut it out, which that's going to be pretty difficult because this is the time where I want to drink. But that's put off to the side. This is way more important than anything else. And yeah, I'm just using this entire thing to try to emphasize people that if they're not feeling 100%, if there's anything wrong, to just go get checked out. Put your pride aside and just go get checked out. That's the main thing I want to do for and spread as much word as possible. So that's where we're at. The plan right now is 4 to 6 cycles of chemo. They have me on full Fox, I think is what it's called. It's the heaviest of guns they got. Um, so I'm on that for 4 to 6 cycles, which is every other week. So it's going to be 8 to 6 or to 12 weeks. The plan is to see the tumor shrink, and then in that case, they will radiate it and then perform surgery to cut it out. And then we got a whole nother journey of that whole deal. But at the end of the day, they want to make sure it's NED with no evidence of disease, and that's kind of what we're shooting for, and that's what we're hoping for. And the amount of support that's been pouring in so far is extremely uplifting, and seeing all your faces on here is it's awesome to see, and I really truly from the bottom of my heart appreciate you guys. When we got the news, I was so drugged up from the colonoscopy, I had no idea what was really going on. My wife was there, and I kept asking the guy, I was like, I don't know what you're saying, man. I'm just, can I get the hell out of here? I'm ready to get out of this hospital. And he's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. So, my wife was in tears, and I just had no idea what was happening. And then obviously once the drugs wore off, I kind of was like, well, that kind of sucks. That's pretty shitty news. What now? Because we had no idea what was going on. But I look at it as just another battle. I'm built for this kind of operation, and it's not going to be easy. And I've talked with many people, many friends that have gone through similar stuff, and they're like, you're going to have tough days, and you just gotta take it one day at a time. And there's a book that I read a long time ago, No Easy Day. It's about Navy SEALs, and one of the things that I've always remembered, it's, how do you meet an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. So that's the motto I'm going with right now, and just taking one day at a time and trying to stay as positive as possible. And we're going to kick this thing in the teeth and knock it out. That's there's no other option. There's no other plan B. This is what we're doing, and I have complete faith in the team that I have around me. And like I said, the doctor said there is going to be times where this chemo is going to whip your ass and you're not going to feel like moving. But we encourage you to continue training, continue working out, continue staying active. Don't set any PRs on bench or squat, but continue to lift weights. Protein's your friend. But yeah, as far as the day to day goes, it's changed drastically. Trying to, I can't drink anything cold, so like I can't have cold water. It like feels like razor blades going down your face. So that sucks. Watching my diet. I've watched my diet for the last probably month, ever since we kind of got the intuition that there might be something going on with the liver. So cut out sugar, minimizing carbohydrate intake, which is all what they said to do. So yeah, I mean, it's been tough, but I mean, this is what I got to do. There's no, like I said, there's no other option. But yeah, staying in the fight, training the kids. I trained on Thursday morning, the day after chemo, so I plan on training tomorrow morning, and just gonna try to make sure these kids know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not dead. I'm gonna keep moving and keep fighting, and kind of try to keep them getting better. So, just trying to stay as normal as possible. It was tough telling the kids, especially my son, because he's 18. He kind of knows what's going on. My 11-year-old daughter, I didn't really tell her the extent of it, just because I don't need her, worrying too much. But eventually, I'm gonna have to tell her. And then obviously, having a 3-year-old, she doesn't know what's going on yet, but she's incredible. She's born on my birthday, and she is my spitting image of me. So that's hell on earth to deal with, but it's it's keeping me entertained, and she's incredible. And just it's not easy. It's not easy at all telling loved ones that you have cancer. Nobody wants to hear that kind of news, but it is what it is. And got a very strong family, a big family that's reached out every single day, all day, every day, and coming by the house to kind of show their support, and bring food over, and just this and that. And I'm extremely grateful for not only the support system that I have outside of my family, but my internal family has been absolutely incredible. And it starts with my wife. I mean, she's been kicking ass. I feel like that's a lot of guys my age, a lot of guys in general, especially in the sports industry. They're so used to taking care of themselves and doing their own thing, and feeling invincible. And for the most part, I feel like we are, but there's certain times, and that's just one thing I wish I would have done is listen to her earlier. But uh, when we asked the doctors, how long this has possibly been going on, he said it's been years. He said it's anywhere from 3 to 7 years that you've had this going on. So, which is eye-opening to say the least. And with what my diagnosis was, now they said your kids now have to have a colonoscopy at 28 years old. When it's I think it's at 45 now. now they're saying I got to have my children and my immediate family members get colonoscopies like now. I'm the second to youngest, so my younger brother's like, yeah, I'm going to get one now. Now that there's family history, I got to go do it. So, like I said, I encourage everyone to quarterback your health and take charge of yourself. You got to go see the doctor. If you feel off a little bit, go see the damn doctor. This is what they're paid to do. This is their livelihood. This is what they've trained to do. You've trained to be an athlete. They're trained to be a doctor and to take care of you. So to put your pride aside and just go get it done. In years past, I thought mental health was a absolute joke, just to be completely frank with you guys. I mean, I was like, yeah, if you got to have some mental toughness. I mean, I played for Coach Spurrier. I had to develop a lot of mental toughness to deal with him. Um, but I was also extremely hard-headed, so there's double-edged sword. But yeah, I mean, it's huge, and I've talked with one of my best friends that I grew up with, who's now the tight ends coach at for the Ravens. He called me while I was getting chemo, and he's like, I had a tumor the size of two fists in his chest. He did chemo, he did the whole thing, and he's like, dude, the biggest thing I can tell you is you got to be mentally positive, because there's going to be days where you're going to feel like absolute hell. You're not going to want to see anybody. You're not going to want to talk to anybody. You just want to give up. You got to stay mentally in the game, mentally tough. And it's this whole process has opened my eyes to a whole different deal. And people can change. Like I said, I was against the whole mental health. I thought it was, for all intents and purposes, kind of stupid. But it's changed my opinion. It's changed my outlook on life in general. And I encourage everyone to speak it up. And like I said, I've gotten hundreds of people that have messaged me like, "Hey man, I've gone through this personally. I know, my aunt, my uncle, my family. I've had family members that have gone through this similar thing. If you ever need anybody to talk to, please lean into me. Just and everyone said the same thing. You got to stay mentally in it, and if you are positive mentally, you're gonna get through it. If you start feeling like you're down in the dumps, figure out a way to get positive. It's absolutely insane the amount of support these guys that I played with freaking 20 years ago are showing right now, and it's humbling. You know, talked with Ace Sanders yesterday for a while. The fact that these guys are taking time out of their day to, because everybody's busy. I understand everybody's busy. The fact that they're taking their time out to call me for as long as they are and just share the message has been incredible. Um, but yeah, it's truly amazing. Pat DeMarco has been calling people on his side to with doctors and anybody else that he can. And it's Alshon called me yesterday. I got to call him back. I mean, it's Marcus texted me. It's oh man, Jason Barnes, Wesley Saunders. I mean, all these guys have reached out, and it's been really cool. Kyle Nunn has been, that's a blast from the past. Quinn Richardson, these guys coming out of nowhere that I haven't talked to in forever. Uh, Ryan Broadhead, Hutch Eckerson, Kevin Young, Seaver Brown, Garrett Anderson. Obviously, Perry Orth has been, one of my best friends for a long time. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of guys, but the fact that these guys are reaching out to me and taking time out of the day it's truly been amazing. I mean, it's the Garnet and Black blood runs deep. I posted Darius Rucker messaged me yesterday. It's truly just amazing the support that I've gotten so far. Clemson's post that they did explains it more or explains it as best as possible. It's bigger than ball. It really is. Rivalry be damned. When a guy's down and is in his luck and he's got stage 4 cancer, come together and let's support this kid. And it's really been incredible the amount of support and people reaching out. I in a million years never thought this was going to be the case. I never thought I'd be diagnosed with this. I never thought I'd have this much support. Never thought the GoFundMe would be going as well as it is. It's truly a humbling experience, and I just want to repay everybody that I possibly can with just kind of getting this word out and trying to encourage people to get checked out and put their health first. But I mean, it has been absolutely incredible to have people like Roll Tide Willie reach out. Like you said, AJ McCarron, Dabo Sweeney, I mean, all these guys that have reached out, it's truly incredible, and I can't thank them enough.